Hey, what's going on, y'all? Hope you guys are having a beautiful, blessed, and productive day. I'm Mark. Today I'm gonna be talking about some things that I've been going through and experiencing as far as life throwing you curveballs and things of that nature. So, without further ado, I'm basically gonna get right into it, and hopefully you guys bear with me, cause it's gonna be an emotional one. Started off with my one of my friends from middle school. One of my friends from middle school has a situation where she has is dealing with you know kids at a young age. She's about my age. She's 31, and she has three kids. So she's going through things, with life and things like that. As far as being a single mom, and this is hopefully she's watching this stream, because I told her that I would be coming on at around this time. It's about 2:45. So I told her that I'll be coming on at around this time. So hopefully, if not, I'll probably share the link and things like that so that you'll be able to check out what I've got to say. And these are for all my viewers who can relate, things like that. Because this one's for you too. So, without further ado, let's jump right into it. Alright. So, one of the things that you pretty much have to deal with as far as, coming from a um, situation where you're alone, you're dealing with things that you don't really have control of what the future will hold for you and things like that. Sometimes you gotta understand that there's so much that you put on your plate that you're not going to be able to fulfill everything on that plate. You end up sending things back. You end up sending things back because you're not able to accomplish what you're able to accomplish by putting what you want on that plate. So, for starters, if you're in a situation, whereas my friend, she's dealing with three kids, single mom, and she's going through it. She's a very young single mom with three kids, so it's very, very tough. She's my age. She's 31, about to turn 32 in November. So happy belated birthday, by the way. And because I know that I won't be able to, you know, see you, and I'm gonna say that because um, I won't be I won't be able to get in contact with you because I haven't been on a couple of my socials for a while. So I say happy birthday, and if hopefully I'll be able to reach out and things like that. But if you if I'll definitely maybe send you an early message, so that you'll be able to see what I got planned for you. Definitely, I'm gonna be able to hit you up, but if I don't, I'm gonna say happy birthday in advance. So, happy birthday, and I hope you enjoy it. It's right around the corner, actually. Yeah, your birthday is November 5th. So, start off by saying happy birthday, and cause it's right around the corner, and yeah, big 3-2. When I hit 3-2, you know, still don't feel it yet. Still feel young, still feel, in my prime of my life. I know good things are coming, good things are on the horizon for me, and I know that I'm gonna be handling things very, very differently in my 30s than I did in my 20s, and especially in my teens and things like that. So I'm definitely handling things differently now. So it's a great feeling. It's a very great feeling to, hit a milestone in your life. Not a lot of people are blessed enough to live in their 30s and or make it to their 30s. Some are not even blessed enough to make it in their 20s or past their 20s. So it's a true blessing, where we are right now. And I'm very, very thankful for everything that we're able to accomplish in our lives as far as what we're able to do and stuff like that. So it's definitely a true blessing, and we definitely are going to be trying our best to move in the position, move in the right direction that we're supposed to move in, and focus on positive goals and focus on what we're able to control and don't worry about what we can't control. So, with that being said, let me get back to the topic at hand, which is basically, dealing with situations that are not in your control as far as, you know, homes being broken, homes being, you know, families not being able to, you know, communicate and talk to their loved ones and things like that, and people who are not around to be with their children because they're dealing with certain things. So, to my friend, this one's for you, but I also want to be able to let other people know that this is for them who are dealing with, the same situation that you're dealing with, and the same situation that you know people are going through, and if they can relate, then definitely send me a text, send me something so I can you know give you the best advice that I can give, cuz I tell you, so much life that is tough that we just can't understand, and so much things that are going on that it's undeniable, but we just focus on what we can control, and all you gotta do is really do what you can do as far as being blessed and staying upright. Because I know having 3 kids and raising them by yourself is very, very tough. It's very, very hard, very difficult. So yeah. So, and there's a lot of people in worse situations uh, than you, and also the fact that you got to deal with it alone. You have my uh, full support because I know that a lot of times families and things like that, what they're going through is very, very tough, very, very hard. You know, you doing it alone is very difficult, and not being able to have the support from loved ones is very, very tough, very, very challenging. So, yeah, but without that, you know, even if you come from, you know, a family that's not like supporting you and not wanting to be a part of the children's lives or things like that because they're upset about the decisions that you're making. Um, One thing is don't focus so much on what you can't control, but focus on what you can. And a lot of times when you're part of a family that's broken and things like that, it's basically things that you gotta focus on. You gotta focus on self care. You gotta focus on managing your own feelings and acknowledge your role in conflict and seeking professional help. So basically, the professional help that you probably would need, and don't knock it because it helps. It helps even for me because, and that's therapy. That's therapy. And therapy, you know, dealing with a psychologist and things like that. A lot of people don't believe. A lot of people don't want to be able to admit that they need help. But at the end of the day, you gotta understand that if you don't do it for yourself, which 100% of the time you should, but do it because you have family around you that love you, who support you, who miss you, and things like that, and focus on, um, you know, doing it for them. Be a better person because of them. You love them, you care for them. They want to see you be your best self, and things like that. So you gotta push all those things aside, and you gotta focus on what truly matters, and that's your loved ones. That's the people who are in your life because they don't want to see what you're going through as far as the choices that you've made and things like that. So definitely want to be able to, you know, bring those three kids around. You want to be able to bring those three kids around your family and so that they can build a relationship with them, you know, and things like that. And just being able to push all your whatever you're going through to the side and being able to say, hey, you know, 'cause the first thing you got to do is admit that you got a problem and admit that you're going through something and whatever you're going through, your family is going to be the best support group that you can have. But if not, that's not the case, then being able to open to someone, you know, that you trust with all your deepest, darkest secrets and things like that, your sad secrets and everything that you're going through. Being able to open someone who's not a typical family member, it can be a very, very great thing. For example, for me, I had a wonderful, you know, um, I had a wonderful psychologist. He was great. He was real great. His name was Dr. Soberman, and it's so difficult to open up to someone of what you're going through. For me, I'm dealing with a spinal cord injury, paralyzed from the neck down, C1, C2 fracture. So it's a lot that I'm dealing with as far as who I am, what I'm going through, and things like that. Definitely can't get through this alone. You know, it's so great to have a wonderful support system with your family who are going through this struggling tough times with you. So it's so tough and it's so hard to be able to not have people in your corner that are rooting for you to succeed, but they're not looking at you in that way because some of them are waiting for you to fail and they don't want nothing to do with you, unfortunately. People who are no longer able to function as far as moving and walking again, they feel like they are no use to this world and or even in society. That's how people look at them, and that's how, unfortunately, that's how families look at their loved ones. Um, they look at them as like, well, I mean, you can't walk. What purpose do you have? Well, let me tell you, you have a huge purpose. You have a huge purpose. You have a huge um, gift as far as being able to let people know the strength that you have so that you can continue to um, let people know that you are a true gem, a diamond in the rough. You are going through something, but you're not going to let it defeat you. You're not going to let that, be the case and things like that. You're going to go around looking and seeing what people are doing and things like that. You're going to look at them and say, oh, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to be back on my feet one day. I'm going to walk again. I'm going to be great. I'm going to be just A-OK. Nothing's going to tear me down. Nothing's going to bring me down. I know that this is not the end. I know that I have more life to live, and I know I have a lot more to gain. I'm not letting this stop me. I'm not letting this bring me down. This is not who I am. This is not what. This is not the end. This is not the end of my story. You think like that, and great things are going to be coming over the horizon. That you are now in a great position to accept the fact that you are now who you are because of what the battle scars and the battlefield that you had to overcome to get there. See what I'm saying? So, with that being said, don't be afraid to talk to someone about what you're going through, about what you're dealing with, I would always say manage your feelings, and while you accomplish your role in seeking that help, just try to avoid rift raft and like try to avoid conflicts. You don't need that. You don't need that on top of what you're already going through. See what I'm saying? You don't need that at all. You don't need that burden on you. So the fact of the matter is you need some space, some time to yourself to reflect on what you're going through. Use that time, but use it wisely. Don't use it for getting yourself into trouble or getting yourself in things that you're not supposed to get into, but do it to protect and enter your mental and give yourself inner peace. Even if you have to go outside in the grass, If you have to go outside in the grass and move around, or like even like do some meditation, I highly recommend. Just clear out your mind, have time to yourself. Don't let nothing stop you from being what you are and being the person that you want to be. Give yourself some time to reflect. Give yourself some time to be alone so that you can come back and be a better person for the people that love you and the people that want you to be around for a long time, and the people that you can be like, ah, I'm so happy to see you. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm so happy that, you know, that you're changing your life for the better, because there's so many things that you're going through that, even though you had that in the back of your mind, you're showing yourself to be different because your insides are now blossoming to become who you are on the outside. So keep that in mind when you're dealing with certain things and situations that you can't usually control, but you can control what you do. You can control the person that you are. You can control everything that you do as far as putting in your system, putting what you got going on, and you don't gotta be a burden on you. You don't gotta be a burden to other people, but people would actually love for you to be in their presence. See what I'm saying? So it all takes some time. It takes things, but definitely focus on yourself. Self care is so important. It helps with your mind. It helps you accomplish what you're trying to accomplish as far as your goals. Because if you have that mental blockage, or you have something that's affecting your mental, then it could end in self harm. It can be harmful to you, and it could also do something devastating to where, unfortunately, you're no longer here with us and you're gone before your time has come. So keep that in mind when you feel that you're going through something that is so detrimental, but also remember that you can establish and maybe have a conversation with people who are not necessarily close to you but are going through what you're going through. Take a class, be a part of support group. You know, sometimes talking to someone who is not necessarily related to you, because it's so hard that you have a mental breakdown every time you try to do better, but you can't do better because you feel like you're letting your people down and you're not able to rise back up. Sometimes it's good to talk to somebody who's not necessarily blood, but they're going through exactly what you're going through, to give you advice. Because I feel like the best advice you can give is the advice that is someone that is going through the same thing that you're going through. So you don't have to focus on the negative. You don't have to focus on being alone. And you know that this person's going through it. This person understands what I'm going through. So now I'm able to talk to this person because this person knows what I'm going through, vice versa. For example, me, I'm dealing with a spinal cord injury. So the best advice that I can give is talking to someone who has a spinal cord injury also. What am I able to do? What am I able to give to help this person succeed and to help this person know that he's not alone or she's not alone in their journey, because there's other people out here dealing with the same thing who's in the exact same position as you are or even worse than what you are. So yeah. So just acknowledge, your feelings and seek professional help. I feel like that's the best. And it's important to allow yourself time to process your emotions and consider seeking help from a therapist, you know, especially a trauma therapist. If you can find a trauma therapist, if past abuse or trauma is a factor, then definitely you want to be able to seek someone or talk to someone for help, because if you don't, it's a quick spiral that's going to turn into something that you can't longer control, and unfortunately it ends in wanting to end it for good, which is devastating because a lot of people love you. They don't want to see you do things to harm yourself and to, put yourself in a position where you can't come back from. So, do that. Please talk to someone, get some help, professional help, trauma therapists. Those are always good, things like that. Me dealing with the trauma that I'm dealing with, definitely had my fair share of trauma therapists, and I definitely had my fair share of people coming into my life who helped me. But some reason you just can't open yourself to just anybody. So you have to try to find that special someone in your life so that you'll be able to talk to them on a consistent basis. See what I'm saying? So if you have that person in your life, or if you find that person in your life, that's a wonderful thing, because you're not going to be able to tell everyone your past and your secrets, but you have to build a bond with that therapist and with that person so that you'll be able to talk to them like how you talk to your homies, your homegirls, and things like that. So, you know, but just keep that in mind. That's the first thing, is admitting that you have a situation that you can't control, but I'm willing to take the step to ask for help. That's the first step. So, the second one is self care. Self care. Take breaks. Take breaks. Focus on your own well being and surround yourself with a support system, or friends or other family members. You know, that's step two. Step one is to get that professional help from a stranger, someone that you're not typically, you know, around all the time, and someone who's able to help you and support you and give you their tips and help you deal with what you're dealing with, and being able to have a support group that is also dealing with what you're dealing with also. So think about that. Think about that in your mind and let that be a lesson to you, especially if you have kids. Three kids. Three kids is tough. Having three kids is tough, and having a kid is rough. when you're trying to be strong but you can't, and then your kids will grow up and sometimes they'll either follow down the wrong path that you're going down, or they're going to be in a different path to where they want they grow they grow up and they don't want nothing to do with you. They'll resent you. They don't even call you mommy, daddy. They just say your first name and that's it. They don't even consider you a family member. That is the toughest, roughest, saddest thing, that a child grows up to resent their parents because of what the parents have chose to do in their lives that will mess them up forever. Sad. So that's two. First one, professional help. Second one, self care. You know, manage your expectations. You know, understand that not all family issues can be resolved, and it's important, you know, to set like realistic, um, realistic expectations, you know, for what you can achieve. Set them realistically. Don't go overboard as far as trying to put yourself in a position where you try to do too much that you're not able to fulfill what you already have and what you can't even achieve because your position is so, you set so much high standards, you set so many high goals for yourself, but you're not able to accomplish them because of what you're going through, and you just give up. So make them realistic. Give Manage your expectations, you know, realistic expectations. So just keep that just keep that in mind, you know. Start with like one of the biggest things you start off with is a genuine apology, you know, and like a sincere apology, and take responsibility. You know, reflect on your own, you know, contribution, you know, to conflict, you know. Forget about what you said. Forget about all that. Move forward. Move forward. Offer an apology, that you take accountability, you know, and don't go out of your way by placing blame on others. You know, even if it might be their fault. Even if it might be their fault, no. Take ability for yourself. You know, take accountability and be the bigger person, by the way. If it was their fault, you're like, hey, you know, I'm sorry that we had to deal with what we had to deal with, but I no longer want to deal with that. And apologize, make it genuine, make it real. You know, just don't say I'm sorry and then next thing you know, a couple days later, you're out doing the same thing that you were sorry for. Nah, but be real. Be real with yourself and be like, okay, I apologize. Now, your apology means something because now you're working hard to do what you gotta do to never do what you did again. You know? So own up to your apology, and then do what you gotta do to make yourself a better person, and remember the fault that you did, and then be able to own up and make people proud, and make them own that earn that apology, earn it. You know, keep yourself in a certain mindset to where I don't want to do what I did again. So I'm going to try my best to be better so that I could be the person that the people that I know, they know and love. You know, what I would say, engage in constructive conversations, you know, and share activities together. You know, focus on listening, finding common ground, you know, and have respectful discussions. Maybe even say like, let's have let's have a meeting, family. Let's have a family meeting, or let's have a family of loved ones surround us. Whatever we say at this family meeting does not leave this family meeting. It's in the family meeting, it stays in the family meeting, and then we go about our business. We talk about something else. We don't bring up what we discuss at the family meeting. It's just for the family meeting. That's it. You know? So you can have those respectful discussions and keep it inside the family circle without bringing it up when you're talking about other things, but just keep it at the family circle. Don't bring it outside the family circle. Whatever they say at the family circle, keep it confidential. Keep it confidential. Keep it between that moment. When you have another family meeting, if you want to bring that conversation up again, then yeah, by all means. But the first thing you got to do is find common ground between each other and have respectful discussions. Keep keep it respectful. That's the whole part of the family meeting, is that you're around people who love you and loved ones. So another one, I feel like what's the hardest thing for people to do is practice forgiveness and let go of anger. You'll never forget what that person has done. But if you forgive, not only does it help with your inner self, right? But now you're able to move on and you don't have to worry about bringing that conversation back up again. And holding on to anger can be harmful. Forgiveness, whether or not an apology is received, can be a key to step forward towards your healing. You forgive, you're healing yourself. You're not necessarily forgetting what that person has done, by all means, not by a long shot. But if you if you heal yourself, if you heal yourself, then you're moving forward in a right direction that nobody can take from you because it's you and it's your inner self. So, yeah, keep that in mind. So set healthy boundaries. You know, it's crucial to create clear boundaries to ensure a healthier dynamic moving forward. But be patient and take it slowly. Mending something that's broken, whether it's loved ones, a family, a relationship, significant other, it takes time. It takes time. And a gentle, steady approach, uh, it allows everyone to evolve, to process their emotions at their own pace. So, yeah. So, a gentle, steady approach. A gentle, steady approach. It will allow everyone involved to process their emotions in their own pace. So, remember that. Okay? So, no, I dropped a lot on y'all with that one, but there's so much going on in this world that sometimes, even if not from me, from anyone who can be able to lift you up while you're down, then you're moving in the right direction because someone is guiding you to where you want to go, and they're healing you from the inside out. Whereas you're already healed mentally, but it's up to you to get on your knees, pray, so that you can be healed by God inside and out. Because it's going to take Him for. It's going to take prayer. It's going to take a lot. But focus on that, and you're moving forward in the right direction. Life is tough. This life is a battlefield. So you're not going to be able to do everything that you were meant to do. But we're here to be tested so that our final destination can be stress-free, great life in eternity, and finding a way to focus on what you can control and don't focus on what you can't. So, yeah.